Welcome to the You Unfolded Live and Learn, and today we're going to be doing a cooking demo. So welcome to my kitchen. We're going to be doing two quick and easy side dishes. So again, I am your host, younfolded, and I am a holistic dietitian and certified mental health professional, and I promote health and beauty at every size and balance with no restrictions or so-called standards. So let's get to it. The holidays are coming. We are getting ready to make some wonderful, delicious meals probably for next week for Thanksgiving. And some of us are probably just enjoying the meals, but we do get invited, and it's nice not to go empty-handed. And these dishes that we're going to be doing today are actually quick and easy, that you can do them in 30 minutes or less, and one of them is a no-cook recipe that actually my father-in-law does every year for the holidays, and we absolutely love. So the first recipe we're going to be doing is a spicy roasted beets recipe. So really, first of all, it's best to use fresh beets, not the canned stuff. Whenever you want to roast something, it's best to use the fresh stuff. So beets can sometimes be a little tricky for some people. Really, the best thing is to make sure that they are, well, this is one that's not cut, that they are nice and firm. So you don't want any soggy beets. And also, when you look for it, I mean, they sold it separately, so you might see it sold separately. But one of the best ways to be able to tell if you're getting a good beet is to make sure that you have some good bright green leaves with it. So these are the leaves. I know they look a little wilted now because we got them yesterday, and we honestly didn't know how to keep it fresh. But when you're buying them, you want to make sure that they're nice and perky and bright and not wilted. So when you get these beets, you wash them. You gotta wash them really well. Wash the outside. It's like a potato because it is a root vegetable. So you want to make sure you wash them well, just like you would a potato. You could use a brush as well to scrub the outside of it. Then you want to cut the ends of it. So let me show you here. So you cut here the root end, and this is where the stems would be. So you cut here, and then you cut the top off as well. And with beets, you do want to wear an apron. You may choose to want to wear gloves as well because they do stain. So, interesting fact, although the stain can seem to be annoying, it actually is a really great way to naturally dye your hair or to use a natural food coloring. Also, it has a phytonutrient called betalain. And what that is, it's a very powerful antioxidant. And it is anti-inflammatory as well, and it also has some very powerful detoxing effects to the body. So you definitely want to appreciate that it has that staining property to it. So here I'm slicing them kind of thinly in rounds, and I'm keeping the skin because the skin also contains that amazing phytonutrient, and also beets are high in fiber, so a lot of the fiber you find in the skin, just like you would in any of the root vegetables. You also get such great nutrients and fiber from the skin. And I'm going to switch to a different knife. So another great fact about beets is that they are high in vitamin C and manganese. So together with that betalain, which is the antioxidant or the phytonutrient we were just talking about. Wow, my knives today are just not helping. All right. They actually work as a powerhouse. Thank you. They actually work as a powerhouse to help boost your immune system. So they are really, really great. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut these in rounds, or you could do quarters. I'm just gonna do quarters because these things are fighting with me today. And you're gonna place them in a bowl. So another thing about beets is that there have been some studies that actually found that that phytonutrient I mentioned, once again, that whole staining power that they have, these beets have been shown to be able to reduce tumor cells. So they are actually making more studies to see the powerful effects that these nutrients have against cancer. Another fun fact about beets is that in the Roman times, it was considered nature's Viagra. They used it because it has aphrodisiac properties, which it actually does. It has some nutrients that actually help induce your sex hormones. So, you know, if you don't like oysters or chocolate, beets are a great aphrodisiac. So I'm actually gonna leave these to the side. I don't wanna spend all night cutting these. So I put some of these in a bowl. Then what you're gonna do is get some grape seed oil, or an oil that has a high smoke point. And the reason for that is when you're roasting, actually I forgot to mention, you gotta preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't know what the conversion is in Celsius, but 425 degrees Fahrenheit, you wanna preheat your oven. So because you're doing it at such a high heat, olive oil, even though it is one that we all know is a really great oil, has great properties, it's actually doesn't have a very good smoke point. It has a low smoke point compared to other oils, which means that it does lose its nutrients. So it defeats the purpose of using a really good oil. So you want to get an oil that has a high smoke point. So grapeseed oil is actually my favorite. I mean, there's also avocado oil and coconut oil. Personally, coconut oil is a little too oily for me, and it does give things a little of a coconut flavor. And avocado oil is a little pricey. So grapeseed oil has a great price point, similar price point to the olive oil. And what I love about it is that it's a bland oil, so it won't change the flavor of your food. It also has a high smoke point, and it also has a lot of the good properties that olive oil has. It has omega-3s, which is wonderful, an anti-inflammatory fat. So I just drizzled it. I mean, no, I didn't really, I eyeballed it. Like Rachel Ray says, just eyeball the amount of olive oil. Just coat, really it's just to coat the beets. And then here comes the fun part. Because again, I eyeball this. I do not really measure when I'm in the kitchen. So I will be providing in the recipe on my website. It'll be up live tonight. Let me bring this over here. But I'll show you what I put on here. For those of you that want exact measurements, it will be up on my website. So first, garlic powder. Putting in just a little bit of garlic powder. Well, that looks like a lot of bit of garlic powder. Sorry about that. I opened the wrong side. Well, a lot of garlic, you can't go wrong with that. Onion powder. So no, this is not an advertisement for this company. It just so happens that when we have a little bit of onion powder in there. Also, I put in some chili powder. So, this one doesn't have a sifter. Let me put it in my hand. I do not want to overdo it. So, some chili powder. So really, it's about a teaspoon of the garlic powder and the onion powder. I did about half a teaspoon of the chili powder. Then I'm getting some smoked paprika. Paprika is really good, but the smoked paprika is absolutely delicious. It adds this really nice smoky flavor to it. My husband and I really love using this, and you could use it on meats as well. It's delicious. So just sprinkling a little bit of that. Again, this one probably about half a teaspoon of it. Cayenne pepper. So again, remember, these are spicy roasted beets. So if you don't like spicy, you can omit some of the spiciness. Actually, the roasted beets, they're delicious just with salt and pepper, or just salt, and roasting them that way. So cayenne pepper, and then some salt and pepper to taste, really. I mean, you just put however much you want. There we go. And beets are actually a really kid-friendly vegetable because they are naturally sweet. It's kind of like, you know, how kids tend to like sweet potatoes. Beets is another one that kids tend to like a lot, especially when you roast them. It just brings out the flavor, and when they get that nice roasty texture, it's almost like having chips. So I'm just coating them, making sure that the beets get the seasoning on them kind of evenly, as evenly as possible. And then what you're gonna do is you have a pan that you wanna line with parchment paper. And you wanna put the beets on there in a single layer. So let me go ahead and do that here. And bring it forward. You guys can see that, so just line them up in a single layer here. Oh, it smells good already. You can probably even eat it raw if you want to, but roasted is so much more delicious. So here, just putting that as evenly spread as I could put it. And you stick that in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. You know, the thinner, the faster it'll cook. I know I put some thick pieces in there, but I'll just stick it in there 15 to 20 minutes, or until it's tender, fork tender. So I'm gonna stick that in the oven here. And put my timer on here. I'm gonna put 20 minutes since I have some of those thick pieces in there. Whoops, sorry. I put 20 hours. Okay, 20 minutes. Oh my goodness, okay. I'm messing things up here. Oh goodness, the beauty of being live. Okay, let me try to fix this. I turned off the beat. Okay, turning this back on. Shows how much I use this oven, right? All right, timer. I usually use a small oven, which you can do as well. There we go. Which you can use a small oven as well, toaster oven as well, so if it's not that many of you. But remember, if you're doing this for a family, you use the big one. So let me move these beets out of the way, because now we're gonna go into the black-eyed peas salad. This is the salad that my father-in-law makes for all the holidays, and it is, ever since I tried it, I loved it, and have been recreating it at home with my husband, and we look forward to having this during the holidays. So what you want to do is get 3 cans of black-eyed peas. So the can is about 15.5-ounce can, you know, not like the really giant cans, but 15.5 ounces. And you want to rinse and drain your peas, and then put them in a nice big bowl like this. And you want to add about, I have to look, 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. So here you can use the olive oil. Here, because we're not cooking this at all, you can use the olive oil. So about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. And a great thing about peas, these black-eyed peas, is that they are very rich in fiber potassium as well. So they're really, really yummy and nutritious for you. And they also have folate and thiamine, which is actually really, really good for your nervous system, which in turn helps you to reduce stress, and it improves your memory too. So very good stuff to have. So you add a third of a cup of olive oil. Then you want to add a fourth of a cup of lemon or lime juice. So this comes out to be like one lemon, the juice of one lemon. If you're using limes, they're going to be a few more limes. So that's why I say it's about a fourth of a cup of lemon juice or lime juice. And lemon juice and lime juice, they're both rich in vitamin C. And because the beans or the peas are rich in iron, the vitamin C actually helps you to absorb the iron better. So that is really, really neat. The next thing you want to add is about a cup of a red onion. So a lot of us have issues chopping onions, right? You either get tears in your eyes. I know that we do. And it takes a while. Sometimes even some of these non-cook recipes, we don't want to do them because it just takes a while to chop, just like it took me a while to chop those beets there. So, and I only chopped one. So what I love to use, which I should use more often, I tend to forget to use it, but this thing is amazing. This is the Ninja. It's a food processor. You can use this to chop your veggies, and I'm going to show you how quickly this thing chops. So I just hit crush. You're done. Got them all chopped up. Didn't have to get all teary-eyed, didn't have to cry on camera, just had them nicely chopped and didn't have to spend all night trying to chop these things. So you're gonna get about a cup or about one of these full onions in here. So you wanna get a lot of these onions in there. I know you may think, oh my God, that's a whole lot of onions, but you know what? It's first of all is what gives this salad a wonderful flavor, and now I'm crying. And also, these red onions also have a very powerful phytonutrient called quercetin, which is a very powerful antioxidant. I'm crying. It's happy tears. Now my mascara is going to run and I'm going to look like a monster. All right. Again, the beauty of being live. So the other thing about onions is that they're antimicrobial, which it helps to fight infections. So bladder infections and yeast infections, it really helps to combat the symptoms and the infection. So, oh my goodness, so much for avoiding the crying, but at least I didn't have to spend all night chopping. So you mix in those onions in there. Ooh. And then last but not least, we got cilantro. So cilantro, just like most of your dark green veggies, like these beet greens, forgot to mention, you do not want to throw these away. You want to keep these. These are full of nutrients. All of your greens have vitamin K, and also they are rich in vitamin C as well. So again, sorry, and iron. So when you mix this with the actual beets itself, the red part of the beets, you're absorbing a lot more of the iron because of the iron in this and the vitamin C in the red beets. So the cilantro, the other cool thing that it has, the other real neat property, is that it helps to release toxic metals from your body. So probably thinking like, what? How do I get metals in my body? So there's mercury, there's lead, there's aluminum, and arsenic, and a lot of these are either in foods or in some of the products that you use to cook with, if you use aluminum to cook with, or even your deodorant has aluminum in it. Mercury, you can get it from fish. And you know, sometimes lead and arsenic, you find it in small amounts in tap water. And when that accumulates, it can cause a whole host of hormonal imbalances. It can infect your immune system, affect your heart. So what the cilantro does, it helps to release those toxic metals from your body so it doesn't accumulate. So very powerful stuff. And then it's also been known to help promote relaxation and help you sleep better. So this salad is done. That is it. So you see, it took me less time probably than it took me to chop those beets. And what I love about this is that I just put this top on it and it's ready to go to whatever party or whatever you're going through. So this is such a great little side dish, or even a meal, a quick meal that you can put together when you're just too tired to do anything, or if you get invited somewhere last minute. This is something that you can just quickly whip up and take with you. And I also put a link in the description in Facebook, and you'll find it on YouTube in the replay as well, for these, because you can get these on Amazon, also for the Ninja, but also a cheaper version of this where it's just the chopper. It's called an Ninja Express Chop. So it's not like, this is the whole kitchen set that we got, which is also a blender, but I put links in the description for those. And I will go ahead and see if there are any questions or comments while we quickly wait. We have 12 minutes left on the roasted beets over there. So let me see if there are any questions. Or actually, I'm moving away from the camera for a second there. All right. I have to log into my... Am I showing up here? I hope I am. Okay, perfect. So, any questions or comments on Instagram? Okay. And here, I'm logging into my... Sorry for the delay. I'm looking at myself now. So, I see Maris and Amber, hi ladies, and let me double check any other comments, but that is it. So these again are 2 quick and easy side dishes that you could do for the holidays. So we just did the black eyed pea salad, we put in the spicy roasted beets in the oven, and again, those recipes are going to be in the description and on my website later on. I also put in the description links to these really great little gadgets that help make your move around the kitchen much easier and with more ease. And if you have any other ideas of any other recipes that you'd like to go over, or anything else that you would like to know about nutrition and health, do feel free to leave them in the comments below, and actually let me know if you tried any of these recipes during this holiday season or just for a meal at home. I'd love to hear what you think of them. And next week is Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful time with your family. There won't be a Live and Learn next week. I will be posting on Facebook and on my website when the next Live and Learns will be. So they won't be until December. So enjoy the rest of your November, and I'll see you again soon. So thank you so much for tuning in, and remember to silence the standards, because you are more.